Shafele, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the special episode of iDiski Waya. This one is a special one because we are talking all things Soweto Derby. Special. Because this is a special episode, we are going to be talking about all things Soweto Derby, the biggest game in the Betway Premiership, biggest game in Africa, biggest game in the African football. Bafethu is Soweto Derby, Orlando Pirates up against Kaizer Chiefs, FNB Stadium in a sold out stadium. 90,000 people will be watching the game. We are here to talk about that game, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be interesting. So Orlando Pirates is on top of the log, and then Kaizer Chiefs is number 4 on the log, with the Pirates 5 points above Chiefs as they are going to this game. The interesting thing about this game is that both teams are coming from a lose. So Pirates lost against Sundowns in the league, and then they lost against Kaizer City on the Nedbank Cup penalty. Kaizer Chiefs lost against Zamalek on the KKF Confederations Cup, and then they lost against Stellenbosch on the Betway Premiership. So now it's going to be interesting because whoever is going to lose this game, hey, pain. But obviously, Soweto Derby is just kind of a game whereby it's going to be exhilarating. Everyone needs to win it, and everyone wants to win it. So today in this episode, we're going to talk about exactly the expectations on that game, and then also let's talk about it. What do you guys think is going to happen? What are your predictions, and what are your comments on the Soweto Derby? And also, most importantly, I want us to look at the special players and the players that we can look out for both teams, right? So it's going to be Coach Wadu's first Soweto Derby, and then it's going to be obviously Coach Ben Youssef and Coach Cedric Case. It's going to be their second Soweto Derby, but the Soweto Derbies that they played it as assistant coaches under Coach Nabi. And the last Soweto Derby that they played was Nedbank Cup, where Kaizer Chiefs won 2-1 on the Nedbank Cup final and Moses Mapita last year, May. Right? So this is basically this is the first Soweto Derby for Coach Cedric and Coach Ben Youssef as co-coaches of Kaizer Chiefs. This is the first Soweto Derby for Coach Wadu. It's going to be interesting. And I think one of the biggest things is that also there's players who are going to be playing their first Soweto Derby as well, right? Starting from, first of all, Orlando Pirates. We've got a player, Nela Mbutuma, striker is Orlando Pirates, who's been scoring some amazing goals. He's going to be playing his first Soweto Derby. And then we've got Osinapolis, one of my favorite players in this Betway Premiership this season. For me, he's a contender player of the season. Osinapolis, he's going to be playing his first Soweto Derby. It's going to be interesting. And then you also look at Moremi as well. He's going to be playing his first Soweto Derby. Sipho Mbule as well. He's going to be playing his first Soweto Derby as well. Umbata as well. I think also Umbata is going to be playing his first Soweto Derby. Nem Chamela or Nem Chatela is going to be playing his first Soweto Derby as well. Diong as well is going to be playing his first Soweto Derby. So those are Assessan as well. He's going to be playing his first Soweto Derby as well. Siema as well. I think he's going to be playing his first Soweto Derby. So those are Orlando Pirates that's going to be playing their first Soweto Derby. And then for Kaizer Chiefs, we've got Special Ndlovu. He's going to be playing his first Soweto Derby, former Orlando Pirates player. And then we've got Lebohang Maboy, who's going to be playing his first Soweto Derby. Also, Ethan Chislett played his first game, Kaizer Chiefs against Stellenbosch, and he played very well. So we're also looking forward that he might also be part of the Soweto Derby. He's going to be playing his first Soweto Derby as well. And then obviously, to Flavos da Silva, striker Kaizer Chiefs. He will be playing his first Soweto Derby. Kanyisa Mayo will be playing his first Soweto Derby. Pasega Marco, well, it won't be his first Soweto Derby, but he's going to be his first Soweto Derby as a Kaizer Chiefs player because he's coming from Orlando Pirates. Thabiso Monyane as well, his first Soweto Derby as a Kaizer Chiefs player. So those are players that they will be playing their first Soweto Derby. So it's going to be interesting to actually look at that and really find out. I mean, player like Ikotaro as well is not. I don't think is available. So he won't be available. But if he was going to be available, he was going to to be playing his first Soweto Derby as well. And then as well, Umabasa as well. Into encane now you're gonna be playing his first Soweto Derby. So those are players that's gonna be playing that are going to be playing their first Soweto derbies, and it's gonna be so interesting to actually just to see how they're going to be doing at that and how they're going to really. I mean, players like Osina Police are the obvious players that you know that they're going to be playing. I think for Orlando Pirates, Osina Police definitely going to be playing. Name Chamela, obviously. Huge possibility that you'll be playing. Cesar Nesiema, one of them, huge possibility that they'll be playing. Sipo Mbule, not sure. Probably he will get in maybe second half. And then Mbata as well, you can't be sure about them. Yanela Mutuma, obviously, definitely going to be playing. I think he's going to be starting the game. And then for Kaizer Chiefs, obviously, Bohangma Boy is going to be starting the game. Specifically Ndlovu, huge possibility that he might start as well. Flavio da Silva, definitely going to be starting the game. Kanyisa Mayo, he might start the game. He might get in the second half. Can't be sure. Ethan Chislet, he might get in the second half. Pasega Marco, he might start the game because Brother Cross is not there. I mean, Brother Cross is there, but he didn't play against Dylan Bosch. So there's a possibility that he might not start the game, which personally I think he actually should be the one who start the game against Pirates. But Thabiso Monyane as well. So there's a possibility that Thabiso Monyane might start the game against Solomon, or maybe Solomon might start the game because usually they interchange. So we're gonna see that. But again, let's just look at the players that both teams should look out for. So for Kaizer Chiefs, I think obviously a player like Rele Bukile Mofugeng for Orlando Pirates, that's a player that Kaizer Chiefs should look out for. Osin Apolis as well, that's a player that Kaizer Chiefs should look out for. Yanela Mutuma as well, that's a player that Kaizer Chiefs should look out for. And I would like to put Evites Mahopa in that list as well. He's a player that has been very a threat to Kaizer Chiefs in the previous Soweto derbies. So I think it's a player that Kaizer Chiefs need to look out for. It's a Pang Moremi as well. It's a player that Kaizer Chiefs should really look out for. So I think for me, those are players that Kaizer Chiefs should really look out for, as they are going to the Soweto Derby. And then for Orlando Pirates, a player like Flavio da Silva is a very dangerous player. Pirates should really look out for. And then you look at a player like Umtutuzi Shabalala, Pirates really definitely need to look out for. Mfundo Villagaz as well. You've got Castin Sereno as well, a very dangerous player as well that Pirates really need to look out for. Even a player like Pule Modi as well is a player that need to look out for. And then we've got a player like Persistent Love, depending if he's playing or not. I think it's una short that you can see with something can happen with those shots. Even Lebohang Mapoy as well. I mean, he's a player that gets some nice shots that you can see that something can happen. So you look at those players, that Pirates don't need to look out for this player. But I think they stand out. There's definitely gonna be a game that's gonna be happening in the midfielder. When I talk about the midfielder, I'm not only talking about central midfielder, but I'm just talking about midfielder in terms of the wide, like our number 9, our number 8, and number 10s, and number 11s, and then our number 9s as well. So from the midfielder to the attacking, I think that's the game that we should look out for. But before then, also this is a very important game in terms of defensive, because we know that Kaizer Chiefs has been considered a lot in the Betway Premiership. Pirates as well have been considered a lot in the Betway Premiership. So I think this is also a game where the defender, where coaches need to make sure in terms of their defending, especially for Kaizer Chiefs. I think you look at Kaizer Chiefs, you get to see it. Obviously, Zisa Kwinika is going to be in the lineup. That's definitely. A player like Eden McCarthy is going to be in the lineup. That's definitely. But then you look at how Chiefs has been chopping and changing in terms of they haven't found their right. They are number 3 and number 2. Basically they are left back and right back, because sometimes they will start with Monyane, sometimes they will start with Dylan Solomon for their right back, and then for their left back, sometimes Eden McCarthy will play the left back, sometimes going to Pasega Marco ever since Cross got injured. So, but I think that's something that Chiefs really need to be aware of that. So I think if Chiefs can be able to be aware of that, because their defense really need to be strong. So for me, my suggestion in terms of then with Orlando Pirates, you're looking at Orlando Pirates. Obviously, Kosnase Sivis is going to be there in that back 4, and then it's probably going to be Siema. or Sesane. Between the two of them, one will be playing with Kosnates BC. And then also you got to look at right back, Pirate as well. They are also chopping and changing because sometimes it's Van Rooyen, sometimes it's Sebelebele. And then obviously for their left back, they definitely Uti and Hotto that's going to be playing there. So yeah, so I think this game is going to be it's very important for this game to really sort it out in terms of their defending. My defenders are, but in terms of their back four is going to win the game. It's going to make sure they're going to win the game. The way the best team, the best defending team has a huge possibility of winning the game. And then obviously also in the midfield, it's going to be so interesting to actually get to see. Obviously, Makehleni Makaula is going to be there for Orlando Pirates. Lebohang Mapoy is going to be there for Kaizer Chiefs as well. So it's going to be interesting to see that battle in the midfield of Makehleni Makaula and Lebohang Mapoy. So Lebohang Mapoy is the possibility that he might play with either Persian Lovu or either Thabo Cele because he's back as well, or either Ethan Chislett. But the possibility might be him, Lebohang Mapoy, and Persian Lovu. And then for Orlando Pirates, it's going to be Makehleni Makaula and obviously no Nemjamela or Umbata or Sipombole. We're gonna see. And then obviously in terms of attacking, Pirates definitely going to have Lebohang Mofokeng. For me, I think it would be amazing if Lebohang Mofokeng can play a 10 instead of playing a winger. For me, I think he needs to play a 10. I think it's going to cause havoc in that Chiefs defense if he played a 10. And then for Chiefs, you've got Ushabalala, you've got Tuvilagaz, you've got people like Castin Serino, you've got people like Pule Modi. So I think for me also it's the same thing with Shabalala. It would be nice if they can interchange. Maybe they have Vilagaz in the central as playing a 10, and then of course Shabalala on the side. But this is my lineup, right? Then let's just talk about my prediction in terms of the lineup. And for me, the lineup that I think it will be an interesting one for both teams. So I'll start with Orlando Pirates. So for me, obviously, if it was me, I wouldn't play a defender like Kosnas Sibisi because I really don't believe in him. I really don't trust him. Yes, he's a captain, but I've seen him a couple of times. I think he's the weakest link in that Pirate defense. But obviously, he's a captain, so he's going to be starting the game. So I'm going to put him there. So it's going to be him and Sesane. And then, so this is my lineup, right? My prediction lineup. Or let me not say prediction lineup. Let me say my lineup that I will prefer. Kosnazi Sibisi, Sesane, and then on the right back, you've got Van Rooyen. And then on the left back, we've got Dean Hotto. That is a back for Orlando Pirates. And then at the center, in terms of midfield, we've got Makehleni Makaula, and then we've got Umbata. So for me, I'll play Makehleni Makaula and Mbata. And then obviously we've got Osin Apolis, and then I'll play Osin Apolis, and then I'll play Tsepang Moremi on the as my wide, right, in terms of right wing and left wing. And then I'll play Relebokile Mofokeng as a 10. So he's playing a free role. And then I will give Evidence Mahopa an opportunity to be a striker in terms of Yanele Mutuma. For me, I'll give an Evidence Mahopa to start the game. That is my lineup for Orlando Pirates. Please tell me, drop your lineup. Who do you think should start the game for Orlando Pirates? Let's drop the lineup. Let's talk about it. Please remember also to subscribe, comment, and share. For Kaizer Chiefs, for me, obvious. Orlando Pirates, obvious. Sipochene Mapalin. I didn't mention that because it's an obvious thing. And then for Kaizer Chiefs, obvious Mapalin to Peterson. And then for me, I will play Tabiso Monyana as on the right back. And then I'll play Predator Cross on the left back. And then on the central, I will play Zita Quineka and Inacho Mikel, if Inacho Mikel is there. If Predator Cross is not fit enough, then I can play Eden McCarthy as well. It's fine. But in the central defense, I will start Zita Quineka and Inacho Mikel. And then in terms of the midfielder, I will personally start Lebohang Mapoy. And then I will start Lebohang Mapoy and Thabo Cele. And then on the side, I'll start Lebohang Mapoy and Thabo Cele. And then I will start, it's either Velepai or Mfundo Vulagazi. And Shabalala on the sides. So those are players that I will have on the side, or even Pule Modi as well is still fine. And then in terms of a 10, so for me, I will play Flavo Silva as a striker, and then I'll have Castillo Sereno as a 10. Think for me that's the lineup that Chiefs should go for. And then so tell me what you think in terms of the lineup. Who would you play when for Kaizer Chiefs and for both Orlando Pirates? Ladies and gentlemen, please make sure that you also subscribe, comment, and share, and please make sure that you also follow us on our TikTok at iDiski Waya. And a big shout out to Ekaya Classic Records for this amazing sound production. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a special edition. This is a Soweto Derby. We're looking for an amazing game of football. It's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be a crazy one. And I think for me, if Kaizer Chiefs win this game, it's going to be interesting for the league. For the clash in terms of league and in terms of who might win the league, because Chiefs winning this game is giving them more chances to actually fight for that league. But if Pirates win this game, I think Chiefs is giving them less chances to fight for the league. It's giving Sundowns and Pirate chances that they're going to be fighting for the league. So it's going to be a game that is going to be very important, and also for coaches, for our coach. Right now, there's a lot of unsure from the fans, especially for Kaizer Chiefs coaches. So them getting to win Soweto Derby, I think it's going to be a good thing for them, and it's going to release a pressure from them. And also I think abalandeli bazothi relax. So yeah, but tell me what your predictions. It's important, obvious, to do a prediction. And I have to do a prediction for this game. This is one of the games where it's hard to do a prediction, because you get to realize that it's not a simple match. It's not a match that you can just do a prediction. And for me, as much as I would love to see one team winning, but the feeling to me says it's going to be a very interesting game, but it's going to be a 1-1. 1-1. I don't think there's going to be a clean sheet. I think there's going to be both teams are going to score. And my goal scorers for the game is going to be Flavo Silva, is going to score for Kaizer Chiefs, and then it's going to be Evidence Mahopa, who's going to score for Orlando Pirates. So Flavo Silva for Kaizer Chiefs, and then Evidence Mahopa for Orlando Pirates. And the score is going to be 1-1 in the Soweto Derby. Give me your prediction. Tell me what you think. Ladies and gentlemen, this is iDiski Waya, hosted by your boy King SMS Zwite, right here on Ubuciko Betonga TV. Please make sure that you subscribe, you like, you comment, and please make sure that you follow us on our TikTok. Let's engage and let's check out Soweto Derby. I'm interested to find out what are we thinking about this game, and also I'm also interested to find out your reactions after the game. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a special edition. This is the one for Soweto Derby. This is iDiski Waya. Make sure that you subscribe, you like, you comment. See you on the next one. Same time, same place. Bye.